Hello, dear students. This is Dr. Radhika, and I'm again back with another lecture on spermatogenesis. So, in this topic, I'm going to discuss in detail about the process of spermatogenesis along with the structure of mature spermatozoon. So, let's begin our topic. First of all, spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis may be defined as the formation of haploid, microscopic, and functional male gametes called as spermatozoa from diploid reproductive cells called as spermatogonia. Spermatogenesis is also referred to as the production of sperm from primordial germ cells. You can watch my previous video on primordial germ cell migration of amphibians, birds, reptiles, and mammals, where I have discussed in detail about PGCs as well. Once the vertebrate PGCs arrive at genital ridge of the male embryo, they become incorporated into sex cords. They remain till maturity. At the time, the sex cords hollow out to form seminiferous tubules, and the epithelium of the tubules differentiates into Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells are the nerve cells which provide nourishment to the developing spermatozoon. The initiation of spermatogenesis during puberty is probably regulated by synthesis of BMP8B protein by spermatogenic germ cells called as spermatogonia. So spermatogonia itself releases a protein called as BMP8 protein which help in the initiation of process of spermatogenesis. The rate of spermatogenesis declines with advancing age due to low levels of testosterone. Though male can produce sperms throughout its lifetime, but the process or rate of spermatogenesis decline with that of the advancing age. Spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is a continuous process and it is completed in two steps. First step is the formation of spermatid and second step is the differentiation of spermatozoa, also called as spermiogenesis. Formation of spermatid is also completed in three phases. First phase is the multiplication or multiplicative phase. It is shown in the diagram as well. In multiplication phase, the primordial germ cell divide by mitosis to form the spermatogonia. In this process, the number increases and the diploidy is retained. Second phase is the growth phase. This is the growth phase in which primary oocyte increase in the size and retains certain constituent and prepare itself for the division. The third phase is the maturation or meiotic phase. It is completed by meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. In meiosis 1, secondary spermatocytes are formed and 2n is reduced to n as it is the reductional division. From each primary spermatocyte, two secondary spermatocytes are formed. In second meiosis 2, two spermatids are formed from each secondary spermatocyte. But this division is the equational division. Hence, four spermatozoa or spermatids are formed from each primary spermatocyte. So let's see whole of the process in detail. So we will begin with the first phase, that is the multiplicative phase. After reaching the gonad, PGCs, also called as gonocytes, which are present in the germinal epithelium of seminiferous tubules of testes, divide to form type A1 spermatogonia. So these are the type A1 spermatogonia in the diagram. So firstly, PGCs divide by the process of mitosis to form first type of cells, which are called as the type A1 spermatogonia. These cells are smaller than PGCs and are characterized by an ovoid nucleus that contains chromatin associated with the nuclear membrane. The type A1 spermatogonia are the stem cells, and at maturity they divide to make another type A1 spermatogonia. So that means these cells keep on dividing and increase their population, as well as second type of cell called as type A2 spermatogonia. So this is the type A2 spermatogonia, and this cell will eventually help in the formation of spermatozoon. The A2 spermatogonia, which is formed, then divide to produce A3 spermatogonia, which then forms type A4 spermatogonia. The A4 spermatogonia can differentiate into three types. It can either form another A4 spermatogonia, that is self-renewal, or you can say it increases its population, or it can undergo cell death, which is also called as the apoptosis, or it can differentiate into first committed cell type, that is intermediate spermatogonia. The intermediate spermatogonia are committed to becoming spermatozoa, and they divide mitotically to form type B spermatogonia. So these are the type B spermatogonia. They divide once to generate primary spermatocytes by the process of mitosis. And primary spermatocytes are the cells that enter the process of meiosis. So it is clear that in multiplicative phase, first PGCs divide to form type A1 spermatogonia. A1 forms A2, A2 form A3, A3 form A4, and A4 further form intermediate spermatogonia, which then divide to form type B spermatogonia. Type B spermatogonia then divide again by the process of mitosis to form primary spermatocytes. The primary spermatocytes are the first cell to enter the process of meiosis. Next one is the growth phase. It occurs during last spermatogonial division, that is when type B spermatogonia divides mitotically to form primary spermatocyte. It is characterized by spermatocytogenesis. That means spermatogonia divide continuously by mitosis to form identical cells, which later develops into primary spermatocytes. In this phase, diploid spermatogonia accumulates nutritive material in the cytoplasm. Therefore, it increases in size to form diploid primary spermatocyte. So, by the end of growth phase, diploid primary spermatocyte is formed. which is ready to divide by the process of meiosis. The third phase is the maturation phase. This phase is characterized by meiosis. The primary spermatocyte first undergoes meiosis 1, which is the reductional division, in which the number of chromosomes reduced to half of its original number and form two haploid cells called as secondary spermatocytes, followed by meiosis 2, which is the equational division, forming two haploid spermatids from each secondary spermatocytes. That means four spermatids are formed from each spermatocyte. In humans, the progression of spermatogonial stem cells to mature sperm takes place about 65 days. Before proceeding further, let's have a recap of entire process. Firstly, the primordial germ cells divide by mitosis to form first type of cell, that is type A1 spermatogonia. These are the type A1 spermatogonia, which further divide again by mitosis to form type A2 spermatogonia. This one shown in the diagram. Type A2 divide mitotically to form A3 and A4 spermatogonia, which then divide further into type B spermatogonia. These are here type B spermatogonia. Type B spermatogonia ultimately transform into intermediate type of spermatogonia, which then mitotically divide to form the primary spermatocyte. This primary spermatocyte then enter the growth phase and prepare itself for the meiosis. After the completion of growth phase, it enters the meiosis. By meiosis 1, it forms two secondary spermatocytes. And by meiosis 2, each secondary spermatocyte forms two spermatids. That means each primary spermatocyte will produce four spermatids. However, during spermatogonial division, cytokinesis is not complete. Rather, the cells form syncytium, whereby each cell communicates with other via cytoplasmic bridges. The successive division produce clones of interconnected cells, and because of this, ions and molecules readily pass through these intercellular bridges. Each cohort mature synchronously. Therefore, it is clear that during spermatogenesis, the division is not complete. The cells form syncytium, that is multinucleated condition, as they are connected with each other with the help of cytoplasm. And through this, the ions, molecules, and even the proteins can easily pass from one cell to another, and all of the cells mature synchronously. Here in this diagram, you can see type A1 spermatogonia divide by mitosis to form type A2 spermatogonia, which further divide into A3 and A4 spermatogonia. A4 further transform into intermediate spermatogonia, which then forms type B spermatogonia. Type B spermatogonia again divide by mitosis to form primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes, after completion of growth phase, enter the meiosis. By first meiotic division, it forms secondary spermatocytes. And secondary spermatocyte after meiosis 2 form spermatids. So in this diagram, you can see that all the cells are joined to each other by the help of cytoplasmic bridges. That means this is a syncytium condition, or you can say multinucleated condition. All the cells are connected to each other with the help of cytoplasm, as cytokinesis is not complete. Therefore, all the ions, proteins, or any other gene product produced in one cell can go to the other cell. And one more important thing here is that all the cells mature synchronously. That means at the same time. The last phase, that is spermiogenesis. The sperm maturation is called as spermiogenesis, or also called as spermatolysis. It is also called as the differentiation of sperm. It involves the transformation of round, non-motile, non-flagellated mammalian haploid spermatid into functional motile spermatozoon. And the process of spermiogenesis takes place by various steps. First, it involves the construction of acrosomal vesicle from Golgi apparatus. The acrosome forms a cap that covers the sperm nucleus. So let's see how this takes place. These images show the process of acrosome formation. The acrosome of spermatozoon is formed of the Golgi complex of early spermatid. This Golgi complex consists of series of cisternae arranged around an aggregation of small vacuoles. So during acrosome formation, one or more vacuoles start enlarging, and inside each vacuole appears a small dense body called as proacrosomal granule. So during acrosome formation, vacuole one or more start enlarging, and inside each vacuole appear a dense body which is called as the proacrosomal granule. The vacuole enlarges in volume by fusing with smaller vacuoles containing proacrosomal granule, and finally these granules join to form the acrosomal granule. This acrosomal granule now shifts to the tip of the elongated nucleus. The vacuole now loses its liquid content and spread over the acrosomal granule and also on the front half of the nucleus. Here in this diagram you can see. Now it is called as the cap of the spermatozoon, this one, while the rest of the Golgi apparatus is reduced and discarded. During spermiogenesis, as the acrosomal cap is formed, the nucleus rotates. So the cap will be facing the basal membrane of the seminiferous tubule. The nucleus also flattens and condenses. The remaining cytoplasm and the mitochondria form the ring around the base of the flagellum. During spermiogenesis, nucleosomes dissociate. And most important thing is that histone proteins of the haploid nucleus are eventually replaced by protamines. Two centrioles shift behind the sperm nucleus and are called as proximal and distal centrioles respectively. Distal centriole give rise to exoneme, which gets surrounded by cytoplasmic sheath and collectively called as the tail. So these changes takes place during the spermiogenesis, and during the process of spermatogenesis, an adult human male can produce about 10 raised to power 12 to 10 raised to power 13 sperms. In the last slide, we will discuss the structure of human spermatozoon. Human sperm is about 60 micrometer long. It is a minute, microscopic, flagellated and motile gamete. Human sperm is formed of four parts: head, neck, middle piece and tail. Head is the anterior-most part of the spermatozoon and it comprises of acrosome and nucleus. Acrosome is a small pointed structure present at the tip of the nucleus. It is formed from Golgi complex of spermatid and contains lytic enzyme called as hyaluronidase. Right? These enzymes help in the penetration of the ovum. Acrosome is bounded by a double membrane called as acrosomal membrane. Nucleus mainly consists of DNA and basic proteins. Basic proteins of nucleus are arginine-rich histones and protamines. Nucleus helps in the transformation of genetic information from one generation to another. So it is a carrier of genetic information. Next part is the neck. It is the smallest part of the spermatozoon. It consists of a proximal and distal centriole. In these centrioles, the microtubules are arranged in 9+0 arrangement. The proximal centriole is present at the concavity of the nucleus at the posterior end and is perpendicular to the main axis of the sperm, whereas distal centriole, it is along the long axis of the sperm. The centrioles help in the spindle formation. And next part we will talk about the middle piece. Middle piece consists of mitochondrial spiral, also called as Nebenкern. This part consists of enzyme responsible for the oxidative phosphorylation. or you can say this part is the powerhouse of the sperm. Next part is the tail. Tail consists of a central filament called as exoneme or also called as the axial filament. In axial filament or exoneme, microtubules are arranged in 9+2 pattern. The exoneme is surrounded by a cytoplasmic sheath. The tail helps to provide forward push to the sperm due to its lashing or undulating movements. Dear students, this is all about gametogenesis. Thanks for watching and stay connected.